What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get Sausage Biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Go up the deuces. There you go, baby.
What's going on, boys and girls? Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Caves. I'm Christopher James. I am Christopher James. I am happy to have you on board with us this evening. Welcome to the show, man. It is Tuesday, and I am on day 12 of my broken rib. The wife broke my rib. It was a fun way to get a rib broken. We'll just say it like that. But shit happens. You know, what are you going to do? So, but it does hurt a lot. So I try not to laugh as much as I used to, at least for the next couple of weeks. 6 weeks, I'll be better. But happy to be here with you guys, man. Happy to be back tonight live on the KHR Christopher James Show. Make sure you share this out everywhere you can. And make sure that you show some love to my sponsor, Just Heart Apparel and Just Heart Apparel East Coast. They do phenomenal things for fighters, fight gear, T-shirts, shorts, the whole nut kit and caboodle. My buddy Andrew Sams is absolutely the man. We love him to death. We're glad he's part of our show. So a couple of things going on. Don't forget, we got UFC this weekend on ABC. On ABC. Yeah, that's right, the big network. ABC TV. We're going to have a good time with that. Mike Perry's going to open the card. Mike Perry, y'all know I love Mike Perry. That's my dude. That's my peeps. That's my bro. But this is the first time he's fighting as a father. And I saw him recently at a BKFC press conference with the baby and his fiancee, Latori. And he, while he's still Mike Perry, there was a little something different about him. And I can't wait to see what he brings to the octagon this Saturday afternoon. I am excited, but I'm even more excited tonight about my show because I have a couple of guests standing by to join us tonight, and we're going to have a good time with them. One of them's been on the show before, and one of them, while I've interviewed before at different events, they've never actually been on the show. But tonight that all changes because this young lady right here lives in Lakeland, Florida. She is a certified ass-kicking, badass son of a gun. She's an awesome mother. She's a great fiance. And I put this up in a post here saying not only can she kick your ass, but she can fix your ass because she's a veterinary tech. So if you have a donkey, yeah, I don't know if anybody got that joke yesterday. But she's laughing in the background right now. I see her. She's going, that was so stupid, Chris. That's all right. But I absolutely love this girl to death. She's so much fun to be around. And this is a woman who, she has a winning record. But I think if this girl was like 0-25, she'd be just as happy to step into a fight tomorrow night as she is if she was 25-0. Because she really has the passion for it. She really loves what she's doing. And I'm honored to have her on. Like I said, I've chatted with her before. I've watched her come up from the amateurs into the pros, and she's doing big things with Bellator, making her name over there. So we are going to welcome her in right now. She is, and I'm going to say it before I bring her on. I don't like her nickname because it's mean, and it's not her. Maybe we should call her the Widowmaker instead of the Black Widow. I don't know, but here she is right now, boys and girls, my friend and yours, Miss Jessica Borgia, joining us on the show for the very first time, live from Connecticut, ahead of Bellator 256. What's up, girl?
What's up? You are taking a risk having me on the show if you can't laugh.
Yeah, I know. That's my next guest, Christopher Curtis. It's the same thing. Like whenever we get on the show together, or if we're around each other, we just start cutting up, and shit happens, man. I'll I got an ice pack standing by. So if I need it, it is what it is. But first of all, welcome to the show. Thank you for doing it. I'm looking down here right now because I'm sending it out to a bunch of groups so people can experience the awesomeness that we're going to put together for the show tonight. So while I'm doing this part of the show, since you haven't been on the show officially, tell us about your life since this whole COVID thing started and what you've had to do to adjust as far as being a mom and doing the thing with your son with school and work with the animals and, of course, your fighting career. Just give us, just a minute or two of that, what it's been like for you. Because I know we live in Florida. We're blessed. We've been pretty fortunate. But,
That's was going to start with is luckily, being in Florida and Texas, really, you're a little bit more open. But when it first started, of course, everyone took a big hit. Luckily, I've had people in my corner, my coaches, my team that's helped me stay in shape and get better and continue to get better through the COVID. My schedule stays insane. As anyone that knows me or has listened to my interviews before, I kind of like do better under pressure. So I I prefer it that way. I like to be, go, go, go. My schedule stays busy being a mom in general. Some people just do that. I train full time, and the veterinary is just another passion of mine. But you're right. No matter what record I have in my fight game, I'm just happy to do what I love. I win either way. So.
Yeah, it's funny because I can't say that about a lot of fighters. I can't say that if they were 0-25, they'd be happy to go in there and fight. But you would, because it's not just about the winning and losing for you. And that was one of the first things I noticed the first time I saw you fight. It's like, this girl right here has that spirit where she's like, I don't care if I win or lose. I just get to punch somebody. Fuck it, I'm happy about that.
That's exactly right.
So, and I'm happy for you. Like I said, I like seeing people that are, good people being able to live out their dream in any form or fashion. And, you're doing things like, you love animals. We know that. And that's why you do what you do in the daytime. And then you like to punch people. And that's why you do what you do at the nighttime in the gym. I mean, it all works out. So for those guys and girls out there that are watching that don't know Jessica, just give everybody a quick, like I said, 60-second breakdown of what made you decide to do this in the first place. Because the question always comes, especially when girls are pretty like yourself, why would a pretty girl want to get punched in the face and possibly have scars and get fucked up? And I always say pretty girls. My philosophy is pretty girls want to do it because pretty girls are tired of being treated like pretty girls.
Exactly. A lot of people don't get that, and that's one of the things that irritate me the most is I am not in it for the fame or the money or look at me status. I don't care about that. I do it because I love it and it gets my aggression out. And in my opinion, like you said, we're trying to prove that we don't care about being pretty, and some of us don't care about being pretty. It's about what we're passionate about and what we love. So we got a point to prove, I guess. But
you say you're not in this for the fame or the fortune or the recognition and all that, but you are also one of those female fighters that is pretty and likes to show off the pretty a little bit. I mean, you put out some sexy pictures. Sexy. I was gonna say racy, but I was like, racy just sounds fucking 1953. So I just went sexy because that's what they are. You put out some sexy pictures, and like I said, you're a beautiful girl. You got a beautiful body, and you show it off. Is it an asset to you, or is it a detriment to people that follow your fight career, or is it a little bit of both?
It's honestly, I'm completely comfortable and confident in who I am. To me, it has nothing to do with whether people are going to like what I put out, because I'm completely content with people not liking what I put out. I'm doing it for me mainly, and I mean, if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Anyone that knows me in person knows that I could give two shits about what people think about me. Honestly,
I know.
I'm happy with me.
And the reason I ask you about the pictures and the pose downs and stuff like that is because years ago when I got into this, one of the first female fighters that I dealt with was Felice Herrig, and she always put out really cute pictures, and a lot of girls hated on her. Heather Clark used to completely trash Felice, but I tell you, I don't mind the branding. I think it's smart. Guys can't get away with the same stuff. We can go out there and pose down with a shirt, shirt off and everything, and in Speedos, if we're good looking guys with good looking bodies. But we can't build our brand the same way that a female can off the looks and the sexiness. And if you could fight on top of that, you're really winning because you have, I believe that ladies have an advantage over the guys in that branding area where, the girls like to look at a cute guy, but the guys go, oh my God, look at the fucking ass for that girl. That's good girl. And she can fight. We have a whole different mentality. Girls hate on you for being pretty and for putting it out there. And men love you for being pretty and putting it out there. And then in the reverse, guys, try to show off their body. I won't do it because I don't want make anybody feel insecure when I show them how sexy I am under the shirt. But if I were to take off my shirt, I mean, people would fall in love. So no, but do you consider it an asset that you are a pretty girl, you do have a good looking body, and that you are willing to show it off a little bit um, tastefully? I mean, you don't do anything raunchy. I mean, I want to make sure you understand that that's clear, because you don't. Some girls do some raunchy shit. You know that. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but I am no saint. But I'm
No,
completely. If I didn't want it out there, I wouldn't put it out there. But I do agree with you. Unfortunately, with women, we do have sex sells. Everyone knows that. Unfortunately, that is an advantage that we have. There's
Yeah.
less women in the sport. So yes, if like you said, if you're a decent looking woman and can throw down and put on a good show and has a winning record, yes, it does benefit us. But that's still, every time I step in the ring, it's more like I want to prove that my fighting is what makes me me. But yeah, you're right. It does help. I mean, to not be completely ugly.
And don't apologize. And you know what? Don't apologize for it. You said, unfortunately, that's true. Don't listen. Take advantage of the natural given talents that God has given you, whether it's how to punch somebody in the face, or your pretty face, or your ability to talk shit to somebody, or your ability to figure out complex engineering formulas. Whatever your talent is in life, not just you but anybody. Mine is to talk, and so I take advantage of it every day. That's what I do. I talk for a living, and I don't apologize for it. Some people can't talk. Some people, they sit there and they try to interview fighters, and they're like, their questioning is worse than the answer of the fighter who has no personality. Sometimes I interview a fighter, hey guy, so you just had this great fight. Tell us how you feel. Good. Like, it can't be that way. You got to be out there. But there's interviewers out there that go, yeah, that was a really exciting fight. You punched him a couple of times and you won. What do you think of yourself? And you can't be like that. You got to be goofy. You got to be boisterous. You got to be out there, and you got to come from a place of knowledge. So I take advantage of my talent. So take advantage of yours. I mean, that's how I look at it. This is the world we live in. And if I was a sexy girl with a nice ass, I would show my butt off every day.
I feel bad for the guys that work their ass off every day in the gym, and they have to prove so much more though. That's the only thing that, in this sport, it, sucks for them. They deserve the respect and showing without showing.
Fuck them. They listen. That's how I look at it. They got to do it before you. They were doing MMA before you. They were doing boxing before girls were. They typically make a little more money than the ladies do, unless you're a super, super duper star. So screw it. I'm going to make money off my sexy butt. And sorry, dude, you can't do the same thing. Like Steve, like your man Steve right there. He wishes he could make money off his sexy ass, but he can't.
No, I don't think he'd make much. I'm just kidding.
You ain't lying, girl. It's all right, man. My wife would tell me the same thing, and I couldn't even be pissed at her because she's right, So you've got. It's been a minute since you've been inside a cage and fought. It's been over a year, right?
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half.
Yeah. I can't imagine what you've been putting your training partners through right now, because you've probably been unleashing a little bit, getting some of that frustration out. How excited were you when you got this fight booked?
Very excited. I was supposed to fight in December, and the girl that was from Russia was supposed to fight her. She broke her thumb, so the fight got canceled, and this one got scheduled, and I'm stoked to get in there. And I apologize ahead of time to all my training partners, because you're right. They've taken the brunt of my aggression.
By the way, after your weight cut, and I know you eat pretty healthy all the time, after your weight cut in your fight, man, go get you one of these, man. I ain't had one of these in so fucking long. It's so good.
Grape is my favorite too.
I was at the store today, and the wife and she got an orange crush. I got a grape crush. I was like, man, I'm going to drink that during the show tonight. Because normally I drink a Mountain Dew. But because I have a green screen behind me, I pull up a Mountain Dew, and it looks like this. freaks people out. They're like, "What's in there?" Hey, So I
Magic.
went, I went with the purple soda today. To figure, that pops up on the green screen. You see, hey, they should give me money for advertising their product. But all right, so your opponent, Noguera, she's a tough girl. She's got a really positive winning record. She's got more fight experience than you. You, however, have never been afraid of a challenge. You don't care who it is, when it is, where, why, what, as long as you get in there. But when you do take on a seasoned veteran like her who's got more experience, what are the things that Jessica has to look out for to be prepared to, ensure victory for herself?
Oh, well, she is well-rounded. She's went against a couple very seasoned and good fighters, so I know that she can take a beating pretty good. I know that she's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. She was, the IBJJ or IBJF. Good lord, world champ in 2011.
That jujitsu thing with the letters. That's the one. Yeah.
But that was back in 2011. She does judo as well. I mean, she's a well-rounded fighter.
Okay.
I love that she has a great winning record. That just like fuels my fire. I love a challenge, like you said. I don't know. I'm ready for whatever she's got to go towards me. So just throw it.
So what should we expect to see differently from you? Because you've had a year and a half to work on some stuff, and if we're being honest, Jessica is not the best fighter on the planet as of today. But Jessica, every time she's fought, she's improved. So what is it that you've been working on in the gym over this last year and a half with nobody to beat up except your training partners? But what is it that you feel that you need to work on the most? Is it your striking? Is it your ground game? And you have a little bit of everything, but every fighter I've ever spoken to always feels that there's one area that they really need to stress their training on, a little extra time. And so for you, what is that?
I've been working a lot on my stand up to the cage, and that's been a lot of my most of my training. I mean, we always try to be well rounded. We always train for whatever, be ready for whatever. But we've done a lot of stand up, but also a lot of wrestling consistently. So we've been working really well rounding, just fixing the little holes in my game.
So we expect to see a well-rounded Jessica inside the Bellator cage. For you personally, where do you think? What area of fighting? Just you don't have to go into what you've done to improve it. For you, what's the area you feel that you have to work on the most to get the best results?
I think wrestling always is room for improvement. So
Okay.
getting my wrestling better will make everything else better, in my opinion.
Yeah, and wrestling, people always argue about what base is the most important, wrestling or jiu-jitsu. It's wrestling. I don't care what anybody says. Jiu-jitsu is so important to have, but wrestling is the base. I mean, if you look at the history of champions in, most of the major promotions, the lineage of all the belts, has a lot of wrestlers, attached to them. So the numbers don't lie. You guys can say whatever you want, but it's wrestling, wrestling, and I know you get a good dose of that over in Lakeland, over there with Ross and the folks, because I know they wrestle over there.
He grinds it into, yeah. He's it's proven its point though. You're right. I mean, if you look at all the history, if you look at some of the best fighters, getting your wrestling on point, that's a huge thing. That's a big deal. That helps you be well rounded for everything else.
It controls the action in the fight. The wrestler controls the pace. And unless you're unless you're like Conor McGregor, who's a beyond ridiculously good striker, he comes from awkward positions. When you're fighting him, those fights are typically on the feet. And in that case, you have to be a phenomenal striker to stand up there with that guy, or you have to put him on his ass like Khabib did, or like Dustin did in the last fight, where he went in for the takedown early, and then just TKO'd Conor McGregor, which I loved. But when I say that, it's I love Dustin Poirier. It had nothing to do with McGregor. McGregor's been a phenomenal asset to MMA. Do you realize that today is the anniversary of 8 years ago? Today was the first time Conor McGregor fought in the UFC. He took on Marcus Brimage first round knockout. I put a picture up, no tattoo in the middle of his chest, all kind of cool. But you could tell then, because when he won the fight, the first thing he did is like, "Hey, Dana, get that 60 grand." And you knew he was going to be a fucking money grubbing motherfucker right then and there. He set the tone right there.
Agreed.
Yeah. So you're in Bellator, recognized as the number 2 promotion on the planet behind the UFC. Is that okay for you? I mean, or is the UFC, and I hate to ask it to a contracted fighter, but everybody I know, every fighter that's ever started training, the goal is always the UFC. You don't ask people, "Hey, my goal is to go to Bellator. My goal is to go to one or to this one." What's your goal? UFC. So you've landed right now in the number 2 spot in the world as far as MMA goes. So, and that's nothing to, people go, "Oh, well, it's just Bellator." No, it's not just Bellator. Bellator is fucking slowly and sneakily really put together a phenomenal roster of fighters, and they're continuing to grow their product. I think the gap between Bellator and the UFC is closed a little bit. There's still space there. But Bellator has been making some good moves. I'm liking that they're getting away from the old guy fights and main events over title fights. That's not the way to do business. People shit on them for that. But for you personally, and don't worry, nobody's watching this, so you won't get in trouble for saying it. But no, would you eventually want to end up in the UFC, at least to test yourself against the perceived best fighters on the planet? Or are you happy here and just, you'll ride out and see what happens?
In all honesty, a lot of people just want the UFC because of the name. And I get it. It's ultimate. I get it. But I'm extremely happy.
Maybe Bellator could change their name. Maybe Bellator could change their name to Ultimate Bellator. Then you got the ultimate.
That's really, in all honesty, I've trained with UFC fighters. I've, multiple times. That to me the name doesn't mean anything. It's how the fighters are treated. I'm not saying UFC they treat their fighters. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying Bellator has treated us amazingly. We get to keep our sponsors, and our sponsors mean a lot to me. They have been with me since the beginning and have made it possible for me to continue this. So me being able to show them support on my banner and stuff like that, that's a huge deal for me. I like the people that's in my corner, and I like to support the people that's in my corner as they support me. So there is amazing fighters that are coming to Bellator. We have a lot of chances to fight. Well, before the COVID thing, of course. We have a lot of chances to fight, and they take care of us. So I'm happy where I am. If there's a good enough deal, maybe, but I don't see them being better than Bellator, honestly.
Well, so you're not chasing that still. Because I'm sure in the beginning of this, before you got signed for Bellator, I'm sure you, just like everybody else, Jessica wanted to go to the UFC. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. You're not wrong at all. That's always the goal when everyone starts. But I don't like to be like everyone else either. So.
Well, sometimes it's okay to be like everybody else when it comes to certain things. Do you want an iPod or do you want a Zune? People go, "What's a Zune?" Exactly. So, I didn't want to be like anybody else. I got a Zune, and now my Zune is, it was useless like 6 months after I bought it. So just, it is what it is. In this case, though, you're right. It doesn't matter if it's Bellator or the UFC. The important part for, the fighters is definitely being treated properly, being paid properly. I don't believe that starting pay in the UFC is better than what you're making starting in Bellator. There's no doubt about that. I know what the low-level fighters get at Bellator and the beginning fighters. So financially, it'd probably be a little more impactful from a promotional standard as far as pay. But you also have sponsors that, take care of Jessica. So, it probably balances out for you. The level of competition for me is the biggest thing. I don't care what name is on the front door. If I'm fighting the best in the world, or people that are on the same path to being the best in the world, then I'm good with that. If I'm fighting a bunch of tomato cans, that does nothing for my career, and it doesn't tell me if I'm really a good fighter. And then I go to a bigger show and get my ass handed to me on fucking national TV, and that's fucked up. So speaking of TV, I heard a rumor, and I don't know if this is true. And you might not even know if this is true, but I was talking with some people that are in the business, and Your fight is scheduled to be on MMA Junkie, streamed on MMA Junkie tomorrow, not on the Showtime broadcast. However, yes, you are not on Showtime. Did you not know that?
No.
Yeah, but there's a main card and then there's a prelim card. You're on the prelim card. So, but the rumor I heard is that if the main card bouts and even go quick, the bout they're targeting to be the swing bout, which would be a bout from the prelims that it gets aired on Showtime, is your fight.
Well, I haven't heard that, but
Yeah. Well, you need, and I'm not trying to burst your bubble. I figured you would know that you're not on Showtime. They would tell you. But you're on the card right now. Lists you on the prelims. I think fight number 3. And normally what they do when they do TV fights, you have a prelim card, you have a main card. Main card's on TV, and then if one of those fights goes really fast, they usually take the last prelim bout because they consider that the prelim feature bout, which is supposed to be the best bout on that card before the main card, for whatever reason. But they're targeting, from what I understand, and this is somebody I know and I trust, they said that if the fights go fast on Friday night in Bellator on Showtime, that the Borga bout is going to be pushed up and replayed on Showtime, which would be awesome.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna fight there anyway, but it's okay. You know what? Honestly, something happened before, because when I fought for Titan FC, I was supposed to be on UFC Fight Pass, and then Dana requested a fight to get moved, and they moved fights at the last minute, so I wasn't on UFC Fight Pass. So whatever.
And when it comes to Fight Pass, that's a whole different world, because that is completely up to Dana, and if he's looking, and with Fight Pass, with all the regional shows like Titan and Island Fights and Icon and all the other ones, those are being used strictly as feeder services to the UFC. So if Dana says, I need to see this fight on the main card, then that fight gets moved, because he's trying to figure out if that person or both of those people are worth a UFC contract. But like tomorrow or on Saturday, and here's the thing. Mike Perry is fighting UFC this weekend, as I said in my opening. Mike Perry is the first fight on the opening of the prelims. Now, Mike's been in the UFC for a while. He's a big name. He's a big draw. People like him. But he's like opening on the prelim side of the thing, and and it's still on ABC TV. But so it doesn't matter. The reason I'm saying this too, because it doesn't matter your spot on the card. It just matters that you're on the card and what you do with your spot. That's it. Some people get all twisted. Oh, I got to be on the main card. I got to be the co-main event. Hey, listen, I don't care, because my paycheck is the same whether I'm here or here. And as long as I go out there and do my job, I'll end up there, So I'm just got to go out there and beat some bitch's ass. That's all.
Honestly, it's never bothered me about where I am. I got enough of the main card and stuff like that with my amateur for a while, so I'm glad to have a break from that.
That's why we love you, because you're like I said at the beginning. It doesn't matter if you're 0-25 or you're 25-0. Jessica's coming to have a good time and fight. Put me on the first fight, put me on the last fight, put me on the middle fight. Hell, put me on the first fight and then the last fight. I'll do them both. I don't give a shit. I'm Jessica, motherfucker.
Yes.
I mean, that's who you are. I mean, that's why we love you. That's why you have you have such a good fan base, and. When I put up the post that you were coming on the show, a lot of people were sharing that post out, and there's a lot of people that support you and follow you. And even though, you're still young as far as your pro career goes, and you haven't really hit the mainstream, you have developed a really good fan base, and that's awesome, because there's a lot of guys, men, and I say this specifically, there's a lot of guys, at your level of pro that. There's no branding for them. They don't know how to get their name out there. They don't know how to build a following except for their local people in their local gym. So maybe what we should do is we should start a side business for Jessica. How to brand yourself properly. And then you just go out there and do it, and you make funny videos. All right, guys, got to put on these booty shorts, gentlemen. Hey, you know what, Jessica, if you did this, and I'm telling you, if you made a YouTube series of, fighter branding tips from Jessica, the Black Widow Borga, and you did this, it would go viral. If you made a new episode, a little 5-minute, 10-minute episode, once or twice a week, people would eat that shit up. It's so silly, ridiculous, but they would eat it up. They would eat it up. They would eat it up. So, I'm excited. Say again.
Giving me another job.
Well, no. I'm creating a path for you to be a millionaire.
Oh, that's even better.
Just remember, I get a piece if you do it, because it was my idea. Now, before I let you go, I told you at the beginning when we were off the air that we were going to ask you to sing. Everybody that's been on my show has sung a song at least once. And before I have you sing, I'm going to bring on my next guest to enjoy the performance as well. He is the king of combat. He is the action man. He is a badass. He is a fucking fighter. He's getting more nicknames now than Apollo Creed in a Rocky movie. But he is my man. I love this guy. The king of combat. Christopher Curtis jumping in with us. I think his video froze. He's going to have to click back in now.
What's up? Apollo Creed is my real dad. There we go.
Apollo
Hey.
Creed is my real dad. There he is. So, Jessica, this is Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis is Jessica Borges. She's fighting at Bellator this weekend.
What?
Ooh, who you fighting? I'm bad
Nick-
at following fights. Sorry.
Toledo knew.
She's
Well,
fighting.
kick her ass.
Kick her ass. All right, Chris. So, because Chris has been on the show and I made him sing, so I figured, I would let Chris sit back and relax. And this Chris sit back and relax. And ladies and gentlemen, here she is in her singing debut on Cage Side with Christopher James, the Black Widow, Jessica.
I'm going to say
Ooh.
that I'm going to make sure that this is not my permanent career choice. Just letting everyone know that.
She got lyrics in front of her too. Look at that.
Oh, she does have. She's serious.
He thought I was kidding. The bass go boom, explosion, overpowered, over the competition, I'm towering. Mama said knock you out. That was the first song. Don't laugh at me. I told you it's not my first.
I'm laughing with you. It's
No.
adorable. I'm laughing
Hey.
with you.
I'm laughing at you.
I couldn't even sing. I was laughing too hard.
That's all right.
It's a little rough.
But when you sing a song like "Mama Said Knocked You Out," you gotta put it behind it. You gotta be "Mama Said Knocked You Out." You gotta fucking bring that shit.
You got to
girl.
go all in. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That makes
All
up
right.
for it. That's all it is.
All right, Jessica. Before I let you go, you said you got a lot of sponsors. First of all, thank you for taking the time to join us tonight, man. Give your sponsors the shout out and the love, and then we'll let you get out of here. I know you're. Oh, by the way, how far off weight are you?
Oh, I only got like a couple pounds. It's great
That's
fighting
my-
at this fast.
That's my girl right there. All right, drop your sponsor love.
You saw me when I cut to 125. That was horrible.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Otis 12 Bar and Grill, Lovering Auto, Titan Medical. They have helped with my recovery and making me spot on. I love you guys. Of course, the Chiropractic Center of Lakeland, they always help me control chaos for the year. And Kelly Somerville, MMA Roadhog Racing, Bruno Pairs, Lovering Auto, and Evans Service Group. You guys are the best. And of course, my school, my team, Champions MMA, and Warrior Combat for getting me strong and ready for battle.
Well, listen, girl.
I just want to say that I love you. So is that it may be soon.
I
And
love
we
you
just
too.
met, but I actually love you.
All right. Well, hey, just so you know, Chris, she's engaged, so you can't have her.
Oh, it's the story of my life.
Story of her life.
Yeah.
Look, there's a Friata. Look, he's just popping in. He's like, I'm Steve. How you doing?
Yep. Just leave this place. You take everything from me.
I love it. Well, listen, Jessica, thank you so much for taking the time tonight. As a local here in our area, we are proud of you and everything you're achieving, not just as a fighter, but as a human being. I've never seen you happier in life. I'm so glad you and Steve got hooked up together. You finally found the right one, and he found the right one. And you guys have a nice little family going. And, the veterinary thing you're doing, everything in life is just good for you. And I'm happy to see it. The smile on your face is genuine. And that's the best thing I can ask to see from anybody I know. Big smile that's real. So you just keep doing your thing, living your life the way Jessica wants to live it. Anybody got a problem with it? Step in the cage, bitches. Oh, there it is. That's what
Ooh.
So
Congrats, man. Kick ass this weekend.
we will see you again soon. We'll be watching you this weekend, man. Have a great night. Steve, love you, bro.
Hi, Steve.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, Jess. Have a good night, man.
Bye, you guys too.
Thank you. Oh, man, that's funny. Chris, why is it you always find the ones that are fucking unattainable?
It's my lot
It's
in
a
life,
gift.
man. It's my
It's a
curse.
gift.
It's my gift. The curse. It's I'll walk the earth looking for taken women.
Oh, that's it. Chris is looking for the women that have already been taken, and but then, it might not be a bad thing to find a girl that is taken. Then you could just be her side piece, and you don't have any responsibility.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. At this point,
That's what I figured, man.
I'm totally fine with that. I'm like, yeah.
All right, brother. So last time I talked to you was after XMMA. You had a great fight down there. Took home a win. It was a lot of fun watching that fight. First time I got to announce you, which was awesome for me because
that was fun.
it was good. We had a good time down there in West Palm. They're actually getting ready to come back this summer. I believe June. They couldn't get any dates here in Florida because everybody wants to fight in Florida now. It's like we're the fight capital of the world. Devin Adams says this is what Devin Adams, our matchmaker, says. He goes, he was taking pictures with all the ladies in Mexico. Devin, he was doing the same thing in West Palm Beach, man. We're putting up the ring card girls, and he's like laying across their arms and, posing down.
I have a problem. I'm sorry. I am who I am.
Hey, listen, never complain for being who you are, unless you're a scumbag, and then you should apologize for that. But other than that, you've got nothing to apologize for. You're just a young dude.
I think I'm less scumbag, more lovable rogue. That's what I go with. Like, yeah.
Maybe we'll add that to your list of nicknames that continue. The King of Combat, the Action Man, the Lovable Rogue.
That's been my entire shtick, man.
Oh, Devin said he's no longer Devin. He's Big Lance. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
No, so he's Big Lance because the way I explain to people in my day-to-day life is that, like with my management team, there's a bunch of people that work for my management team. And I genuinely I've met them and I don't remember people. I know Lance. Lance is my friend. And Lance is I consider Lance
from Iridium.
So everyone else in Iridium is just a form of Lance. Like there's Big Lance, there's Mexican Lance, there's Metro Lance.
So what's
Lance
Jason
I don't
House?
know. He's Metro Lance. Yeah, there's Lance I don't know. There's Lance in Mexico. There's tons of Lance. There's all forms of Lance.
So Devin Adams is Big Lance.
Yeah, let him decide. At Mexico, he was handling things, doing everything. He was just on top of it. So he became Big Lance.
Do you know a few years back, Devin fought at
lightweight? He's a big lightweight. It's a very big lightweight.
Yeah, I want him to come back down to lightweight. I think he can make it.
It's just work.
It's just work. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just work.
But I will tell you that having Devin, or AKA Big Lance, around is always a benefit. We were in Columbus, Georgia, doing a show, and at the weigh-ins, we had two guys, get into a scrap. So I'm up on stage. I got shit in my hands. I put my shit down. I jump down. I push one guy that's trying to attack the stage. I stopped one guy. Devin stopped the whole crowd. Devin just went up there and threw his arms out and took everybody out. Later that night, hang on, there's more to this story. Later that night, we're at a club getting some food, having a couple of cocktails after the weigh-ins, and these guys starting shit with us. And again, Devin just took the whole crowd. So Big Lance delivers big. We love Big Lance.
No, I love
and he's
Big
the friendliest
motherfucker.
And he's the friendliest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah, Big Lance is great. He's one of my favorite Lances.
One of your favorite Lances. So Big Lance, you are on the top. How many Lances are there?
There's tons of Lances because everyone I'm so bad at names and remembering people. I remember I won't remember names. I'll remember your function. So now it's your function or your standout characteristic combined with being a form of Lance.
Well, I'm lucky that my name is Chris because you won't forget my name. I'm fortunate.
That works out easy. And then we have the True Lance is Lance Spouty.
Right.
He's True Lance.
True Lance. Dude, that sounds like I don't know. It sounds like a weird thing. I can't, like a product of some sort. Hey, get True Lance. True Lance available at Walgreens.
Brought to you in part by True Lance.
All right, so January was the last time I seen you fight. Like I said, you got the big win at XMMA. You were kind of chilling out. I know you wanted to get a title fight down there, which still might be a possibility when they come back for their next show. But you were sitting back, biding your time, and then you got the call from Icon. You went out to Mexico. How'd that all come about for you?
After XMMA, I was back in the gym the next day training, or 2 days later training. I didn't take any time off. Excuse me. Ooh,
That was fucking outstanding.
thank you. That was
the
impressive. Ooh, excuse me.
best belch ever on my show. I'm gonna. Hey, listen. Just so you know, I'm gonna try to top that because I'm drinking Grape Crush.
That was a sound bite. Like, wow, yeah. But I was back in the gym training, and we decided that like this year I should stay busy just in case something comes up. And everybody wasted a year last year because of COVID. Everybody lost a year. I'm 33, so I'm like, I don't want to waste too many years left to waste. So this year, I'm just trying to fight as much as possible. So I was like, I want to get every fight in I can, just keep going. And I said that I'd be ready and that I can, I'll fight every chance I get. And Lance was like, all right, well, if you want them, I'll keep lining them up if you keep knocking them down. So that's just our game plan from this point. Like, so Icon called and we were like, we will go. Then like, it's in Sinaloa, Mexico. And then we were like, why does that sound familiar? And one Google search later, we were like, oh God, Sinaloa, Mexico. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. So we did it anyway. Right. It was a fun trip.
And before we get into that fight, I just want to say something. And I've been following your career for a few years now, and I've seen you be so mentally frustrated and angry at the world about fighting. And when I saw you at XMMA, there was a change. There was like a switch went off with you. You're just like, fuck it. I'm just going to go out there and fight and have fun. And it's continuing on right now. I just want to tell you, man, I am fucking ecstatic for you because you were so up in here about the fight game, and the fight business sucks sometimes. It really does. And you've caught like so much of the bad side. You should have gotten a contract on the Contender Series. I mean, there's so much.
It snowballs.
I know, but you know what? I don't think any of that will happen to you anymore as far as being the angry Christopher Curtis. I think you turned a corner. You had an epiphany of some sort. No, and I'm going to tell you, I just like it. It's good for you, dude. You look so much happier in life. And like I was saying, Jessica, about the smile, you got a real smile. That's it.
I got to try to be, man. I can't, at the end of the day, I don't get to control, my fates when it comes to this. It's out of my hands. And as much as, my still goal is to still get my chance and everything else, I started fighting because I loved fighting, man. I genuinely loved it. That's what I did. It's what I love to do. So I think lately it's the first time, I still have that goal, but I'm letting myself have fun fighting again. And so it's the first time in a whole lot of years that I'm just kind of having fun and enjoying the process and everything else. So, I still have the same end goal, but I'm just kind of enjoying being out there, just fighting, traveling around, seeing new people, beating up new people at their locales, just, having fun finally. It's nice.
Yeah, and that's what I saw in West Palm Beach at XMMA. And you were talking during the fight, you were laughing, you were cut up. Even your corner, I think your corner, who's a cut up himself, Strickland, I think he was a little taken back at how much goofing you were doing. I think he was a little upset. He's a king of goofy, So, but that just says that, like I said, this I think this is where you're going to hit your sweet spot. I know you're on the other side of 35 now. But it doesn't matter. Some guys have had incredible runs later in their life because everything came into focus, came into synchronization for them. I think that's where you are right now, dude, because you've let it go. You're like, fuck, I'm just going to go out there, have fun and fight. Let the business side, let Lance and the business side take care of the business. And I'm just going to go out there and, like you said, go to new locales, beat up new local guys, do what I got to do, get a little money while I'm doing it. Yeah. So now you get booked at Icon 6, a tough opponent. And, what was it? 30 seconds into the fight, you threw this fucking dude out of the ring. What the fuck?
Yeah, oh, man. It looks way worse on video than I meant for it to. But, I didn't mean to throw him out. I was expecting, haven't fought in a ring, MMA in a ring in, 4 or 5 years. So as I turned him, I'm like, okay, he'll hit the cage and bounce off. I can, throw a knee or something. He just goes straight through. I turned around, oh, shit. Totally, of everything that could have happened, we hadn't considered him flying out of the ring. And Lance is like, oh no,
no.
We hadn't considered him leaving the ring as a possibility. In the moment, it just didn't occur to me. I was like, oh, that could be negative.
Yeah, but it was weird too because I don't think and I say you threw him out of the ring. You didn't really take him physically and just chuck him. It was more like you were shaking him. It wasn't even like you fully grabbed him to throw him. You just kind of shook him off and rolled him off. And he just kept rolling. The worst part of that,
too. I stepped the takedown and turned, and he just flies away.
Yep. And the worst part of it was when he went out of the ropes, because when you first see him go out, you're looking at it straight on. But when they showed the side angle, and his ribs, his side hit that ring apron, and that ring apron is fucking like a rock. It's like running into a wall. He grabbed the ropes, and I was like, he'd have been better off just going out, rolling out and just missing the apron. But Devin said you walked away like it was an explosion, which is kind of. I'm sorry, Big Lance. Big Lance said you walked away like it was
I walked away like, oh shit! I hope I'm not in trouble for that. What that face was.
Well, that's the thing. You can't really get in trouble for that. I mean, Island Fight's an icon. We fight in a ring. We don't use a cage. So I've seen guys come rolling through before, never all the way to the floor like that, but some have gotten close. A couple have landed on the table where I'm sitting, with my, the doctor over here and this one over here at ringside, and somebody comes through and I'm like pushing them back the fuck you. I'm like, get the fuck back in there. I don't want to have no big old fighter on me. But
keep fighting. Get back in there.
Get back in there, you son of a bitch. What the fuck? No, but he went out of the ring. He hit hard. I was worried they were going to stop the fight because of the way he hit. I was so glad that he got back in. And, when he got back in with you, it looked like you guys kind of both like, and I couldn't see his face all the way. It was more, I saw your face with a little smile, like, I'm sorry, and I couldn't see his face. Did you guys say anything? Did he speak English?
No, Tyson is hilarious. He's a funny dude. He's a really good dude. I like him a lot. I was like, he came back in. I was like, oh shit, bro, I'm sorry. He's like, no. He's like, that was wild. He's laughing like that was wild. Like Tyson is like he's a really good dude, but he's a freaking crazy man. I love that guy though. He's super cool. He's super funny. He just wants to fight. Like he was laughing. He's like, oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy to watch it first at home, but I tell you, man, those are highlight reel moments. That'll go down in the Christopher Curtis highlight reel because it should. Funny. Just a memory. But so he comes back in. You guys get right back to it. You end up finishing him in that first round. You ground and pounded him into a thing. His head was outside of the ropes. You were punching him. I mean, and that's okay.
Ever. Well, the ref's watching. He's just doing the Mario Yamazaki, like let him die. Like like Mario Yamazaki, the one love, like kill him. Like that is not. You can't do a heart and then let somebody die in the ring.
Son of a bitch, die.
He's like, die. Kill him. Like that's not a thing, Mario Yamazaki.
Fatality.
It's not cool. Yeah, I was mad at the ref. Like, bro, this is unnecessary.
But the thing is with fights that go into the ropes, and again, I've seen so many of them now working with Island Fights, and my time with Icon as well. Even if you're in the rope, as long as it's not the ropes aren't interfering, a lot of refs will let you kind of if the guy's like head is halfway on the rope and halfway in and out. If you're punching him and you're working, he's trying to. A lot of guys will let it go. So I wouldn't necessarily crap on the referee too much. But when he got all, no, there was a point I agree with you where he was way too far out.
He was out. He was just out at one point.
Should have reeled him back in.
Like, yeah. I was like, bro, I mean, he was like, I hit him on one and he went to sleep. And like, I watched his eyes kind of like glaze over. I look at the ref and the ref's just like, keep fighting. I'm like, come on, man. Like, he's clearly just.
You woke him up with a punch.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Then I put him back out with a punch. It was very unfortunate.
You put him to sleep with a punch and you woke him up with a punch. I mean, you did what you were supposed to do, though. You fight till the referee calls the fight. Unfortunately, sometimes, the referee makes a mistake. Some referees are worse at it, and I don't know any of the referees they had down there in Mexico. I don't know if they were more boxing referees with no MMA experience, but I get what you're saying. Because while you want to beat your opponent and finish them, you also, you're a human being. The guy was out.
I was telling people, like, so here's the thing, like, Sean Strickland will gladly beat an unconscious man. If Sean knocks a guy out and the ref doesn't stop it, Sean will gladly hit his unconscious body. Just 100%. For the joy of it. And he'd be happy. For me, I enjoy fighting. I enjoy like the challenge of it and the sport of it and the competition. But the moment that you can't compete, I've lost interest. Like, okay, like if you're fighting me, we're going heads up, we're fighting blow for blow, tooth and nail. Fine, I'm happy with it. The moment like I've won and you're just broken and like now you're just being hurt, I'm like, I proved my point. I'm better. There's no need for me to like all the rest is just unnecessary. I'm like, it's no fun anymore.
Yeah, it's like I already killed him. Come on.
Yeah, Sean.
He's
Sean
already
will beat the body. Sean will beat the body. I'm like, there's no point beating the horse, and Sean's just like, give me the stick.
give me the stick, right? Yeah. Hey, and listen, but everybody's got their own, view
Yeah,
of it, their own
everybody's different.
mentality of
Yeah.
it, and that's I think that's fine. I mean, I get it. It's no fun, winning a football game 74-0.
Yeah, like it's you're just like, oh, this is sad now.
People go, oh man, I want my team to beat your team, 150-1. Why? That was boring.
Yeah, like I don't want to do it. You don't want to watch it. Like it's just like, all right, well.
I want my team to win in any sport. I want my team to win, and I want them to win, going away. I want them to have a hefty lead, but I want it to be interesting. I don't want it to be just a slaughter, because even for me, like I'm a Yankees fan. I grew up watching the Yankees beat people forever. So, it's cool, but sometimes it's just like, oh man, again.
Yeah, like what's the point? Like, why did I show up for this?
12-0 in the first inning. What the fuck do I got to watch the rest of the game for? Right? Fuck.
Yeah.
Smoking
That's exactly it.
So
there's no excitement, there's no drama or story to it, and you kind of lose interest.
Yep. So you had a good time in Mexico. You went down there, got a win. Got a highlight reel moment. With throwing the guy out the ring. You fucking bully you. But is there something else already lined up on the schedule? You didn't really take any damage in that fight. I know he hit you with a few big leg kicks. And they looked like they hurt. A couple of them sounded like they hurt. I don't know if there was any sustainable damage to you.
Oh no, if I was back in practice on Monday, I feel fine. I trained today, sparred today, I feel great. Hey, hey Lance, is that official yet? What's that? The next one? I don't know, can I say it or should I wait? Yeah, so we're fighting May 14th.
So Lance said it's okay?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting some breaking news on KSR Christopher James. A fight announcement from my man, the King of Combat, Chris Curtis, only because the number one Lance.
True Lance. Yep, true Lance.
The real Lance. The Lance.
What show was it? Fierce. Yeah, so I'm fighting May 14th for Fierce Fighting up in Utah? Salt Lake City, yep.
May 14th.
His name's Jerome Hatch. I'm fighting at 205. Ooh.
What are you doing?
I'm going everywhere. Dude, I'm telling you, I am going everywhere. I'm just going to be a scourge on this entire continent, land nuts, whatever. I'm just going to hunt people. I'm going to break Tapology's rankings. I'm going to be ranked in every weight class. I'm just going to be, there's no one safe. You're like, oh, he won't fight. He's too small. I'll be there. No, I'm just going to be a scourge, man.
All right. So
at some point, they'll have to sign me or there'll be no one left.
All right. So you can go to 205. You can go to heavyweight. You can go to middleweight. Welterweight. What about lightweight, featherweight, bantamweight?
No, I think 170 is the lowest I can possibly go without dying.
So we're going 170, 185, 205, and possibly heavy?
Hey, if the money's there, I'll do it. I'm just going to go assault people. And they're like, you're really fighting at 205? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go assault him. People are going to be like, what is this guy doing? I'm going to go beat him up and then keep it moving.
You know what I like about everything you said about that is you're like, I'm going to break Tapology's rankings. I thought that was fucking hysterical, dude. That's the best thing about it.
It's going to be hilarious. They're like, what are you ranked in? Everything.
Where are you ranked? Well, I'm number 8 in welterweight. I'm number 13 in middleweight. I'm number everywhere. 12 in the light heavyweight, and I'm number 24 in the heavyweight division. You can't fuck with me.
Nope, I will be a nightmare everywhere. It's like freaking boogeyman, oogie boogie under your bed. You say my name too many times, I come to your weight class. I can show up at your weigh-in.
All right, we're gonna have to add the boogeyman to your intro now. So now it's the King of Combat, the boogeyman, the action man, the lovable rogue, the lovable rogue.
I am everywhere.
And somehow I'll have to figure out Lance into your nickname because now I think it's.
We'll figure it out.
So Utah, have you ever fought in Utah before?
I think I've been to. Actually, I don't think I've ever been to Utah. I'm fairly certain I've never been in Utah. I'm fairly certain.
Well, listen, with your love of the ladies, you're chasing down all these women that you can't have. In Utah, in certain areas, you can have many women. So
right? That's why I'm like, Mormonism? Oh, I'm down. I am,
So maybe the King of Combat might take his talents to Utah and start the Christopher Curtis family.
Dude, I'm just gonna have I guess I gotta start families all across the globe so I can have the just see which children are strongest. So you have like Brazilian kids, like West African kids, like Southeast Asian. Like I got to see what every 5 years we'll come together and have a tournament, and I'll give the top three my love, and the rest will be banished to their mothers to continue training, and then we'll see you again in another 5 years. Bro, I'm just trying to raise champions, man.
I'm gonna have to have my fucking video guy cut this and make a little clip of just this part right here, dude. That was awesome. Deuce Brainbridge, he wants to add to your nickname, the weigh-in stalker, because
The weigh-in stalker. Like, where you at, cuz? Like, just waiting.
Oh my god, dude! I feel sorry for him. But you have to announce your name. You're gonna have like 35 nicknames. So winning fights, living life. Life is good outside of the ring right now for you. Everything in the personal area pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually the first time in a while that my life isn't in shambles. Everything's going fairly smooth. Like, knock on wood. But yeah, it's good, man. Just fighting, kind of getting things getting things together, and just kind of enjoying the process. So nothing's on fire. It's good. Yeah, I can't complain, man.
That's awesome, dude. Listen, like I said, I think my favorite thing I've seen over you, since I saw you in, face to face in January, is that you really are. You seem to be in a better spot mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever you want to call it. All those are all the buzzwords. But whatever it is, man, you just seem to be happy in life, and it's translating into your fighting performance, because I've seen you fight well, and good and win fights all these years, but the last two, you just seem so fluid and a happy spot, like it doesn't matter what they hit you with, what they're coming at you with. You're just going to, go through and do your thing.
I've lost a lot of the pressure and a lot of the anxiety and everything else. Like, there's a lot of the pressure on me. If I put on myself before, it's just, I'm not really feeling it. I'm just kind of enjoying the moment, and I'm fighting. I'm having fun fighting, which is the first time I've been able to say that in many, many, many years. So.
You said anxiety. Do you have anxiety in other areas of life, or is it just when it comes to the fight game?
Just there's fighting. I'm always worried. I'm away from my son, so I'm always worried about am I being involved enough in his life? Am I still doing a good job as dad? You're always worried about your future. What are you gonna do when you're done fighting? How much time you have left? Your financial situation. This is the first time that I just don't have anxiety about things. I'm kind of just going through it. And we'll solve these problems as we come to them. But for right now, just only way to go is forward. So I can either go forward with everything on my back, or just go forward and solve it as it comes up.
You said something before. That you can't control. All this stuff that outside in the fight business. You can only go in there and fight and do your end, and hopefully it translates to success. That moment right there when you said that to me, it reminded me of something that I've always been told is when we admit that we are not in control and we are not, the powerful person that we think we are, the controller of the universe, it's kind of when we come into our own and we have the most power we've ever had.
Entirely true. It changes your perspective.
It's such a weird dichotomy of the perspective, but it's really right, because when you let it go and you just let it happen, and you don't pressure yourself and you don't, overstress yourself about situations, they seem to fall into place, and in every area, whether it's your career, your love life, children, everything. So I'm glad you're in that spot, dude, because I don't care if you win another fight. Listen to me. I don't care if you ever win another fight. I care to see you happy and smile like I see you now.
It's definitely nicer. It's definitely nicer.
That means more to me. I love watching. Don't get me wrong. I love watching you fight. I love, I want to see you kick ass. I want to see you, achieve every goal that you want. But at the end of the day, if you don't ever win another fight and we can chat like this once in a while, I just see you smiling and happy. That's a win, dude. Because a lot of people don't get that in life. So that's the goal to me.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's nice to just realize and just sit back and kind of enjoy the moments for what they are, because
Exactly.
they'll be gone one day. They'll be gone sooner than later. So enjoy the moments while they're here.
I have a broken rib right now, and it hurts like
How'd you
hell.
break
Even
the rib?
my wife did it.
Oh, there you go. I understand.
It was it was one of those. If you're gonna get a broken rib, guys, like I said last week when I found out about it, this is the way to get a broken rib. I will say it still sucks after, but it's better than getting fucking have your ribs broke by Chris Curtis in a fight, or with a punch or a leg kick.
I'll throw it out of a ring.
Yeah, or thrown out of a ring. I'm surprised that guy really got back in. But so I just have to deal with this. It's part of life, unexpected. I'm still laughing at how it happened. I still, my doctor laughed when I said, "Dude, this is what happened," and he's like, "Really?" And the doc's laughing. My friends are laughing, but it's all good. My wife and I laugh about it. And because of it, I take advantage. I get to do a few extra things now around the house. Fucking right.
Good, smart man.
Listen,
Hey, lemons and lemonade, man. Lemons and lemonade.
As soon as she says, "Oh, can you?" Yesterday was the first time I didn't have to unload groceries.
Nice.
I did.
Milk this for all it's worth. Like, I can't cook dinner.
I got to rest, baby. I got to rest. What's up,
go.
Joey Angelo? Joey Angelo just popping on saying, "What's up, fellas?"
Joey.
So, all right.
He's got a big fight coming up. He's fighting bare knuckle soon, like really soon, actually.
Yeah. I didn't even see the fight announcement, so I'll have to hit him a message on that. There's so much activity that sometimes I miss a few announcements. It's crazy trying to keep with MMA and bare knuckle and all the craziness of it.
Wait, I may not be allowed to say that. Anyway.
Hey, you're not his boss or his manager. It doesn't matter at that point. Hey,
my bad, Joe.
And Joey, if he put you out there, he was talking about a different Joey, not Joey Angelo.
I didn't give details. That's what matters.
It was Joey Buttafuoco. It was Joey Buttafuoco
there you go.
that he was talking about. Yeah.
I didn't give details. I'm safe.
Yeah.
Plausible deniability.
Oops, I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
So, plan is for you to fight as many times you can this year, as long as you're not getting injured. Get fights, get wins, and is the goal still to get to the UFC for you? I mean, or is it? Or, I mean, I know you want to get there. Let me rephrase the question. Are you going to be happy if you don't get there, as long as you went out there, at this point, just fighting and having fun? Because I think the pressure to get there was so bad on you that it cost you some, enjoyable moments in life. So now,
I mean, you're right. It definitely costs some time. But I think now at this point, right now. Honestly, I'll say I don't know. I'm working on coming to coming to grips with everything and whatever.
Yeah.
It's a process. So right now, until I get to that point, I'll just keep chugging along towards the goal, and then if we reach it, then mission accomplished. If not, we'll address that when we get there. But for now, like I said, all I can do is just keep moving forward and enjoy the process.
Yeah, and listen, if you don't get there, dude, guess what? Mission accomplished anyway. You know why? Because you went out there and you had a lifetime and a career of doing what you love doing, fighting. Doesn't matter about the 3 names on the door. It matters that Chris Curtis got to fight and do what he loved to do. Don't get me wrong. I understand the frustration of not getting there if it doesn't happen, because it's a goal. Me and Jessica were talking about that. Every fighter I know, their goal is to get to the UFC, not to Bellator, not to PFL, not to any place else. The goal is the UFC. But like I said, and I'll say this in advance, whether you get there or not, man, I respect the shit out of you. Fucking always going to be a fan. Because I love what you bring. You're a true fighter. You're probably one of the best boxers I've ever watched do an MMA fight. Your boxing acumen and skill set shines above a lot of people, and I don't think you get enough credit for it. Even though people talk about your boxing, I still don't think they give you enough credit. They don't realize how good of a boxer you really are, and I do, because I see it. And then you've added everything else that you need to have in the game. So you're a world-class mixed martial artist, and if some organizations don't see that, that's their loss. But, you just go out there and remember, man, you got to live a life, travel around, see the world, and do stuff that so many others wish they could do. So,
gotta remember, because I did it my way.
Wow! Little Frank right there, motherfuckers. That was fun. Dude, that was beautiful. Yeah, you carried it nice, man. There was nice tone, nice inflection. Nice inflection, dude.
The final curtain.
Oh, keep going, dude. Now you're just teasing my emotions.
I'd have to listen to the song again, but it's one of the great ones.
That's a great song, dude. And you can sing a little bit, rather. Can't
I used to be able to when I was younger. I gave up on it, but it was briefly an ability.
I still think you can. If you're born with it, you can do it.
Depends on the song. My range is very limited now because it's a skill. Like anything else, the skill you don't use, it goes away.
it's funny because you train cardio every day for fighting, and that cardio translates to breathing and breathing properly.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so, and that's what professional singers have to do. So, you're
I
already there.
still I still remember all my breathing exercises from like a choir when I was younger.
Dude, I think maybe you should take it up, dude. Maybe, after, dude, you know what you need to do? Get back in the fucking studio, work on the singing, and then next year, get on The Voice.
I'm gonna drop a single with Trap Gambino. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh shit! Watch out, y'all don't know. Gonna drop a single with Mr. Gambino, bitches. What? But dude, you should go on a show like The Voice, dude. They would eat your story up. A professional mixed martial artist, blah 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 blah. If you
No,
could sing and
so
get through that first round, get a 4-chair turn, you're gold.
dude, you know who'd do good on that actually? Who's
Who?
actually a really good singer was so
Lance.
strange.
Is it Lance?
Sam Alvey.
Oh, Sam Alvey.
Sam Alvey's a really good singer. It is very strange. He's very good. He's a very good musician. Like it's just,
What
he's
kind
a very good singer as well. It's really strange.
Like, what does he sing? Like, what kind of style does
He's got a weird range. He can do a lot. He can play like he plays like trumpet. Like it's a piano, trumpet. It's a very random skill set that he brings out sometimes. But like yeah, he's actually really good.
Maybe you and him should start a boy band.
But he's got like 4 or 5 kids now. He can start his own boy band if he wants to. Like he's set. Like I see what he's doing, and I'm like, okay, smart thinking.
Yep. And he married a supermodel.
Yeah, so Sam won at life, and he knows he won at life.
He's totally winning at life, that guy, dude.
There's some people that hit all the ladders and shoots some ladders, and Sam was that guy.
Sam got Boardwalk and Park Place on Monopoly. That month.
Yeah. Sam knows he won the game of life. He's like he won years ago.
Yeah, no, he did, dude. He married a supermodel. He's got 5 beautiful children. He gets to go around the world and fight. Most of the time, gets to bring the wife, some of the family with him. I mean, he's really living his best life. And
right.
I mean, if there was I don't envy anybody's life. I'm not jealous of it. Although once in a while when I drive down on the, expensive beach property, I see a house, I'm a little jealous that motherfucker's got a house I want. But other than that, I don't really, I love my life. But I'll tell you, if I had to pick a life to live, picking Sam wouldn't be bad.
He fell pretty like he won. I was like, we always laugh like if you ever try to one up Sam, he'd be like, well, who married a supermodel? And you're like, all right, Sam. I'm like, yeah, you can't. Like that's his back pocket card. He'll shoot you with that one real quick. You're like, all right, man, that's fair.
Yeah, dude, man, you didn't win that last fight. You look shitty in your last 2. It's all right, dude. I'm married to a supermodel.
Yeah, I'm a supermodel. Yeah, he's like,
I mean, that answer just shuts everything down. Dude, man, you cut me off, you fucking asshole. Hey, I'm married to a supermodel. I mean, it just works everywhere.
It's why you can't hate Tom Brady. He's like, Tom Brady's like, bro, my life is perfect. Like, I don't care if you hate me. Like, my life is perfect.
Well, I can hate Tom Brady a little because I'm a Jets fan and he abused my team for many years. But I actually don't hate the guy. I respect him. I'm glad that he came to Tampa. I'm glad that he won a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick to prove that he didn't have to.
It was all Tom Brady.
Yeah, well, it wasn't all Tom Brady. I mean, they definitely, they needed each other. That was the thing. And everybody thought it was well one-sided because, a couple of times when Brady got injured, somebody else came in and was able to be successful. So they all said, oh, well, Brady's just a system quarterback. So he proved that it's not just a system. You have to be the guy, and he's the guy. Now he's in Tampa, so, it benefits the city I live in. So good for us. You know what I'm saying? So
keep winning.
My man, as always, dude, I'm glad you took the time, man. Always good to catch up with you, dude. I love talking to you, dude, because we always laugh and have fun, man, and that's what life's all about. Send my love to Lance, the true Lance, because I love that
Lance,
dude.
Yep.
He's good people. I'm so glad that you're hooked up with those guys as well. I mean, there he is.
Lance Brooke.
What's up, bro?
True Lance.
Is he making you dinner or is he making food for himself?
Nah, they're making vegan food.
Oh, vegan food.
Yeah. No, it's actually good, but like I'm not eating anymore today. I've had like 4 cheeseburgers in the last like 3 days, and I feel absolutely horrible.
Yeah, that'll get you when you don't eat like that on a regular. So
I feel like actually like this time I stopped eating today. I'm just done. Like I don't want food. I don't think
okay,
I've
though.
eaten today. I'm fine.
It's okay. Sometimes you have to go on those little runs. Where you have 3 or 4 cheeseburgers over a couple of days, just to,
Yeah.
get it out of your system.
Yeah, I'm went and bought salad and like chicken today. I'm like, okay, I'm done eating bad. Like I feel I'm a little bit older now. I can't live like that anymore. So yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. Trust me, I know. Well, listen, my brother. Happy for the success. Happy for the fight wins, but more happy to just see you happy. And always glad to talk to you. You're always a welcome guest here. And that's it, man. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the night, man. We'll see you, I guess, in Utah in June.
Yep. As always, thanks for having me back, man. I missed you. We don't talk enough. I missed you.
Well, we'll maybe we'll just make you my regular segment. Every couple of weeks we'll just have you
just
on.
Pop in.
We'll make you like the honorary co-host. I'll have you come in and do interviews
There
with
you
me.
go.
We'll just talk to other fighters and we'll do predictions and shit. I'll have you on all the time, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Let's check in, like make sure Chris isn't on fire. Like I'm here to report I'm not actually on fire. Nothing's going wrong. I appreciate
Ladies and gentlemen,
it.
don't forget to tune in this week for the Christopher Curtis Update. Christopher Curtis Update every week, Friday at 5 p.m. right here on King Tiger Christopher James. We'll just do some
This
silly
Friday,
shit like
how's you go? Oh my God, everything's on fire. There's so much smoke. Back to you, Chris.
I said I wanted all the smoke. I fucking was wrong. I don't
There's
want
so
all
much
that smoke.
smoke.
Well, listen, man, you enjoy the rest of your night, man. Don't eat any food tonight. And if you do, make it healthy. And
I'll think I'll fast the rest of the day.
Yeah. And, go poop it out of your system and start fresh tomorrow. That's all you can do.
There's nothing left, I promise you.
Everything has been evacuated. All
Yeah,
right.
it's gone, yeah.
That's good to have healthy bowel movements, So
Right, yeah, it's good for you. Yeah, it's good for you. Shock the system a little bit.
Yeah,
we reset today. We trained. We're good to go. Like, all right, tomorrow's a good day.
Well, listen, you enjoy the rest of your night, man. Looking forward to your fight in Utah. And who knows? Maybe between now and then you might get a call. You're out in Vegas. So
hey, stay ready.
So stay ready, stay in Vegas, and things can happen. That's the best thing about being where you're at, location. So,
Yes, sir.
And you know how to get there. You're right around the corner,
Yeah.
so you're perfect.
It's
So,
literally around the corner.
well, with that being said, man, guys, it's Chris, the action man, the king of combat, the rogue lover. What else did we come up with? I mean, there's so many.
We're just for rogue. We're the weigh-in stalker.
The weigh-in stalker. I'll throw you out of the ring guy. I mean, there's so many we can just add to it. But out of all the nicknames, the one I'm going to give the most is Chris, the happy guy Curtis, because that's where he is in life today, and that's good. That might change by Friday if the fire starts. We don't know,
We'll do a check-in.
Day by day. But so guys, you can follow him on Facebook, on Instagram, and all that stuff. Keep up with him. He's out there kicking ass, winning fights, taking names. He's making that march. He still wants to hit that goal, which is the UFC. And if he keeps going the way it's going, I don't see anything stopping him unless the UFC is just stupid.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep knocking them down until they say yes. I'll be here.
Man, just start blowing up Twitter and all that stuff. Actually, don't do that. They don't like that. They get pissed.
Yeah. Hey, learn that the hard way. Yep.
You enjoy the rest of your night, man.
Take care, man. Thanks for having me again.
Be well, stay blessed, man, and we'll talk soon.
Right, later, bro.
Peace. Boys and girls, that was Christopher Curtis joining us on the show, man. Cool dude. I love that guy, man. Always a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We had Jessica Borgia on first. She's fighting Bellator this weekend on the prelims on MMA Junkie. And again, I got a guy in the bed said that they're looking at that one. They might make that the swing bout if they need to fill spots on Showtime. Hopefully that's true. These girls should be bringing on a big fight. We got UFC this weekend. Mike Perry's fighting. All kinds of good stuff going on. So I'll post some stuff up later on. I'll be working on some guests for this Thursday night, and we'll see what happens. So, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in tonight and spending some time with me and allowing me to be a part of your lives and you guys being a part of mine. I can never truly put into words what that really means, but just know it's right here in my heart. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, again, always good to see you. Hope you had a good time. And until next time, I am Christopher James. Y'all have been K-Side. Good night, everybody.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell's Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Throw up the deuces. There you go, baby.